Wonderful to have you all in the call from wherever you are. And it's really not for formality that we gather here, but for a purpose. One sure thing, those who've been in the business will tell you is that among other factors that will influence how far you go in this business is your leadership. We say everything rises and falls on leadership. J.C. Maxwell. And if you, by any chance, succeed to some high level and your leadership is down here, guess what will happen? That success will look for your leadership level, and that is where it will settle. To the contrary, if your leadership level is this high and your success is still down here, believe you me, with time, your success will keep on rising until it gets to that level of your leadership. And so it's very exciting to gather here to do good training on leadership, to understand how do you cultivate such a leadership that will help you to build a successful business. I'm so excited to say this, that the person taking us through this session has grown big time as far as leadership which this business requires is concerned. She will not be teaching you from what she read from theory, but from practice, things that she has learned on the way. Whether she was taught, she was trained, but she has also had what I would call experiential learning. And our business is so unique that it provides you that platform where you learn. The only person who doesn't learn is the one who is not doing the business. But as long as you're doing the business, it's a great opportunity for you to learn, making mistakes here and there. But then if you have cultivated the right leadership, you can be sure you are going to succeed in the business. The question could be when, how long will you take? But the fact is, you will succeed. And I want you to sit down, settle with a notebook and a pen, and learn from our best. Whatever she tells you, go do it, and you come and ask me. You confirm that for sure she trained you quality stuff. I know you can always guess who this is, one of those leaders you've listened to in big forums like KICC. So humbled, accomplished out there professionally as a medical doctor, yet down to earth to learn and to build this business and support those who want to grow financially and in health. And so our trainer tonight is none other than Dr. Julia Adhiambo. Daktari, if you can hear me, please take it away.
Thank you, Daktari, for that intro. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Doc.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, everyone on the call. We are happy again this week to have one of those trainings that we usually have on Tuesdays. And our trainings on Tuesdays are very, very, very powerful. This is usually only for members. And if you are a member who is dedicated and you are a member who wants to go a notch higher with your business and rise, then you will train. Training is the key. This business training is the key. And today I'm going to take you through a topic that is very, very, very interesting. And for our new members who do not know me, my name is Dr. Julia Adhiambo Uko. I am talking to you from Nakuru, Kenya. I do my business in Nakuru and everywhere. So I am a mother, I am a doctor in private practice, and I'm a very excited member of this opportunity that has brought us here to train today. And like I've said, training is the key of our business, even though there are other keys too. But you see, for you to do your business well, you must train. If you are a doctor like me, you must have trained to know how to inject people. If you are a teacher, you must have trained to know how to tell students to look here. If you are an accountant, you must have trained to know how to count the money, and that's a kind of thing. So today, we want to talk about cultivating the right leadership in network marketing. Our business, our New Life business is a network marketing business, and it is also a relationship business. So cultivating the right leadership in network marketing means you must be a leader that is able to lead his people or her people to wherever the business has been focused to go. Now, what does it mean? First of all, let us describe what cultivating the right leadership in network marketing means. This simply means cultivating the right leadership in network marketing. It simply means building a team of independent, self-motivated, and well-trained individuals who not only achieve success themselves, but also inspire and equip others to succeed. That means if you want to succeed, work with others. If you work with others, you'll go very far. But if you work alone, you'll go fast, but you are going nowhere. So what it simply means, work with others and you'll achieve success. It involves mentorship, skill development, vision casting, and creating a culture of duplication, responsibility, and personal growth. What it means is, when you are in network marketing, for example, like we are in your life, you must be that kind of person who can duplicate themselves in others. As in, what you do is what you show your downline to do. And if you are a successful distributor and you are duplicating in your downlines, it means you will go together very far and they are going to learn what you are learning, and whatever your achievement is, that why that brought you to the business, you will achieve it. That means cultivating the right leadership in network marketing is really, really very critical, by the way. And this is what ensures long-term success. Because growth of your team and business very much depends on, it very much depends not only on sales, but on developing leaders who can duplicate success. We say, when you are in network marketing, you know what you do. The middlemen have been removed. Like in our New Life business, those middlemen, the advertisers, the distributors, the wholesalers have been removed from the company. As in, when you have to access a product from the company, it is a direct sales business. So when you are with your downlines and you teach them well, what they do, imagine everything they do, you will be earning from them. Like if you have 100 points yourself, and the network that you have created also have 100 points each of them. Imagine how many points you can accumulate in a month. So you must duplicate, and that is very, very critical for long-term success and growth. So having described that, for you to be really a successful, for you to be a real successful leader, to cultivate the right leadership, there usually are key points that you must adhere to for you to succeed. And the key point is, number one is lead by example. You cannot tell people to do something and you are not doing it yourself. Be the model. Show up consistently for anything that needs showing up. Because if you have downlines and you tell them to show up for something and you don't show up yourself, imagine they will not show up. So be a model and use products, attend trainings, and do all that following the system. Imagine in this business, if you don't use products, you cannot even have a testimony. As in, you come out here and you are in business and you want to sell products and you've not used them. You will not have a testimony. You will not have the experience of how the products are. So you must be a model by always showing up consistently for what you're supposed to show up for. You must use the products because that is one of our works. And even the Bible says you must work for you to eat. And you must attend trainings and follow the system. Those are just some of the examples of leading by example. And then demonstrate integrity, discipline, and strong work ethics. Integrity is very, very key to our business. Please don't go out there and start doing things that are not in our values. Our value number one is honesty and integrity. So when you go out there to talk to clients about the business itself, don't lie. Tell them exactly. Tell it to them exactly the way it is. When you go out there and you want to distribute products and you are distributing them by way of sales, please have some integrity, as in don't inflate prices so much for a client, because remember, this is network marketing and there are so many people around who are doing this new life business. And if you are not honest enough to give even the right prices of a product that you sell to somebody, one day they will meet somebody who has the honesty and integrity, and it will beat you down, because they will not come back to you and they will advertise you on the negative. And remember, you can only succeed if you have a good name, and a good name, integrity gives you a good name, and honesty. So demonstrate integrity, have discipline. And discipline, I would describe it as, for example, if you order a product for a client and you tell them it will come on such a day, don't give them a promise that you are not going to fulfill. If it is going to come in certain days, please let it come in certain days. Please. If you do that, that honesty and integrity will take you very far, because they'll know you are reliable. If you tell them this, what you tell them is what they get. So let them not get what you have not told them. And then be coachable and be willing to grow, because leaders are learners. We learn every day. I've been here for the last 8 years, and I realized it is now that I'm learning. By the way, those who come to the business and in a few months you've left, you leave before you can learn anything. It is a learning process, and leaders are learners. We keep learning and learning and learning. I know even our uplines are still learning. One day in a Monday meeting with our upline, Pascal, I had him talk about something that he was still learning. So imagine he has been here since the year 1996 when the business came to Kenya, and he's still learning. So you, as a good leader, you must be coachable, and you must learn, continue learning, continued learning, and you must be coachable. That means you must be teachable. And that is keynote number one, leading by example. Number two, when you bring people into the business, you prospect people and you bring them into the business, please identify potential leaders. You can bring in so many people into the business, but not all of them are usually potential. Identify the potential ones and look for team members who are consistent. Potential ones are usually consistent. They're usually eager to learn. When there's a meeting like this one, the Zoom meeting that we are having now, they are there in time. They don't come late. By the way, anytime you come to any meeting late, you don't get much, because for you to get the concept of what has been taught, you must listen from the beginning. So when you come in between and you always think you are learning, and you start writing notes from the middle, you are not learning anything. Because now, like when I came, I've introduced something. If you come in now, you will not get the introduction part of it. And I've noticed there are some people who don't even go back to listen to the recordings. If you come in late, be sure to, because the recordings are always available, be sure to go back the following day or every other time to listen to the recording, so that you get the concept from the beginning. So look for team members who are consistent. And for them to be consistent, remember, you must be consistent first. They copy from you. Then be willing to learn and take initiative. A person who is willing to learn is a person who grows so much. Don't be that kind of person who, I remember when I came into the business and I went to talk to somebody and I realized they don't know anything, but they knew more than I know. Actually, they didn't know anything. Have you seen those people you go to tell something and they know more than you know? They even beat you at your own game. You are like, now, ni wapi huku nilikuja? So, be willing to learn and take initiatives. Now, when you learn and you go to prospect or you go to tell somebody about the products or anything that you want to tell them, imagine if you learned so well from your uplines. Usually what you prospect or what you project to them, anything you tell them, imagine they will believe you, but they will only believe you if you have the knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, you'll be talking haphazardly. And remember, my dear, people always know when you are talking about what you know or when you are just guessing what you are talking about. People can learn even your body language. So be sure kabisa kabisa you learn. Learn and be willing to always learn. Then be passionate about the mission and the products. How do you become passionate about the mission and the product? I'm sure when you came, you had a mission. There's a why that brought you in. Either you came because you wanted health, or you came because you wanted money like me, or you came because you wanted lifestyle, one of them. But you must be passionate about what brought you. Identify your why very well if you want to go far in this business. And you again, remember, they are those ones that we are told to do when you come into the business. And you cannot be passionate about the products if you yourself, you don't use products. So you must use a product to have knowledge of it. And then when you use a product, you always have a testimony. There's always something for you to do. So if you're not using products, you cannot be passionate about them. Say, for example, you are bathing with geisha at home. How can you be passionate about LDC and you've not experienced what LDC can do? Last week, in fact, when you use these products, you really have so much to tell people out there. The other day, I was having a toothache and I had a swollen gum and it was even protruding outside here and people could see it. And today, look, it is not there, and that is LDC. So if you don't use the product, you cannot be passionate about them. Develop the concept of knowing how to use the products. Use the products. Use. That one I want to stress. Can you imagine going to tell somebody about skincare products and when they look at your face, they are like, na hii kitu anatuambia, do they really exist? Because you yourself, you don't look like what you are saying. So be passionate kabisa about products. Then be able to influence others positively. By the way, when you go out there and you go to tell somebody about products, they usually look at your body language. They look at how passionate you are about what you are talking about. They look at how excited you are about the product. So imagine you go to somebody and you're like, they're not even seeing your teeth that we have a product here that can heal you from this. They are looking at you. Now imagine when you go there and tell them, hey, here we have sabuni yenye ukioga nayo ndio utajua hujawahi yoga. And they're seeing even the smile in your face. They look at your skin and you look like you're using it. Imagine people will buy. I have noticed in this business that people buy you before they can buy the product. So you must be passionate about everything you do in this business. That means when you identify potential leaders, you will teach them how to behave when they go up out there. And these potential leaders, when you have them, be sure to train them and tell them to get in love with wanting to know what the products really are. Don't be that person who has gone out there and you have gone to tell somebody about Calmag because they told you they have a backache and then you don't even know anything about Calmag. You don't even know how the Calmag works. Imagine they will not buy it no matter how good it is. So learn that one. Identify potential leaders who can listen, do what you want them to do, train, get to know the product, get to know the concept of bringing people into the business, and you'll be good to go. Your team will grow. And number 3, train. And training is in capital. Underline train. Please train. Don't just motivate. Train. Train your downlines. That is a good leader. Train them. And you can only train them if you also train. Now, you know, motivation fades, but skills remain. So if you train them and they get skills, imagine it will remain in them. So you will have this kind of leaders when they go out there and somebody asks them about something, it is not like they're still going to consult with the book, or they go besides to call you to find out what this is. If they train intensely, somebody asks them, I have a grandmother who has arthritis, they will tell them automatically what arthritis, what products will take care of arthritis. It is when they get the skills. Train your leaders to get skills of communicating with people, skills of the products and what it entails. Be able to equip your leaders with the followings. Number one, presentation skills. That is when you train, equip your downlines with presentation skills. Now, a new prospect who comes and joins your business, train them, tell them to do what you did. Me, I remember when I came to the business, and the first week, the second week I sat down with a notebook and a pen, and the presenter was presenting and I was literally writing. I was even drawing the triangle because I wanted to know. I drew the triangle and I did everything, and then within the third month I was asked to present. And when I presented, I was only a senior manager. Everybody thought I was a director. So get the skills of presentation. Imagine without knowing how to present. And presentation is pretty much knowing that triangle. When you know that triangle, you will be good to go. When you get to know that triangle, imagine when somebody asks you something, you will not have a challenge to explain to them anything. So make sure when you are a new distributor, get to know how to present as fast as possible, because you'll not be having your leader every day, and you may be meeting somebody who wants to come on board, and our meeting is another 1 week away, and you can't tell them to wait to come to the meeting in another 1 week. I'll meet the person before you and present to them one-on-one, and they will come to my team and not you. You see, you'll have lost somebody. So presentation, very, very, very important. Very important. Our new distributors, please, if you are on the call, make sure you get to know how to present as fast as you can. And then teach your downlines prospecting and closing skills. The skills and techniques of prospecting and closing, very, very important. When you go to prospect somebody, please don't start saying everything that there is to be said. No, you could be driving them away instead of bringing them on board. Present to them in a way to create curiosity in them, that they really want to know what is in this thing. And if you are a good trainer and you want to train the way your upline tells you, and you are an upline, if you are a good trainer to train your downline, imagine these prospects will always come on board. We will just be seeing in the back office you've prospected somebody and you've brought them on board. I'm using the word prospecting because prospecting and recruiting are two different things. So when you know how to prospect, and then you come and learn and be that distributor who likes presenting to people. When there's a meeting, in fact, be fighting for presentation. I remember I could ask that I want to present today and I want to gauge myself. I could go at home and put a poster on the wall and assume it is a congregation and I'm talking to them in form of presentation. Then you gain confidence. And if you learn from your leader and your leader is good, you learn very fast. And you, the leader, if you are the leader who stands in front there and does a presentation and your downline sees how you are doing it, imagine they'll do the same, because it is a duplicating skill. And when you get to know how to present very well, then you'll also know how to close. Closing a meeting is very, very important, and you must have those skills and techniques of closing. The skills and techniques of closing, I saw one early this year in our convention. I'm sure all of us who attended saw the closing of Hosiana Sanga. If you saw that closing technique and you borrowed a leaflet from it, in your presentations, you must always get a kit. And if you are also a very good listener, we are in a beautiful team. Imagine we are in the most wonderful team in the New Life world. Just listen to Dr. Josphat closing a meeting. Imagine you will join. The first day I went to the meeting, he's the one who was presenting. He did health and he did wealth. I'm telling you, when it reached the wealth place, I brought myself from behind where I was to come in front. And when he closed, I was already in before I was in. So learn those skills, prospecting and closing techniques, very, very important. It makes somebody even bring the money that they didn't intend to use and come into your business. And again, if you are a good leader, please teach your downlines how to use the social media, because the social media is the new normal. If you know that language, the new normal is social media. And we have very many platforms of social media. We have WhatsApp, we have TikTok, there are many, you can't account all of them. And now that is where business is. I have come to learn that Tanzanians use a lot of social media. So I would urge us also to embrace this social media so that our business can grow to other levels. So social media, if you are a good leader, teach your downlines how to use the social media and your business will grow. And then also the branding tools. The branding tools are very, very important because, when somebody is working with a branded thing, it advertises whatever it is before it can even be sold. So branding tools are also very, very important. And then a good leader will teach their downlines leadership and communication skills. Imagine a leader is not a boss. Be able to know how to differentiate the word leadership and ubosi. Bosses are not leaders. Bosses are bosses. But leaders lead by example. So, leadership and communication skills are very, very important. The way you communicate your issues in network marketing, very important. The way you project yourself in when you are communicating, and your communication should be very clear. Communication should be very, very clear, and you can only learn those skills when you train. Training was our number 3. So all these things that I'm saying is training. That is just to elaborate a little on training. Then, number 4, create duplication, not dependency. This one is very, very important. It has given so many people a lot of burden as leaders. Please, create duplication, not dependency. What do I mean when I say create duplication and not dependency? Avoid becoming that superhero leader who does everything. As in, you brought somebody into the business and you don't teach them even how to make orders as early as possible. You don't teach them how to do 1, 2, 3 as early as possible. They want a product, they are looking for you to order for them. Make sure by the time you are opening the kit, you are launching the kit for that downline, you teach them how to make their own orders. Teach them how to talk to the office in Nairobi when they have a small challenge. Let them come to you when they cannot manage. So if you become that leader that can train your downline as quickly as possible, as in, this is a baby you are brought into the business, breastfeed them until they can walk, but don't continue breastfeeding them even when they have grown. Please stop breastfeeding when they can now feed on hard food. That means train them on those basics as early as possible, and most of them even come with the kit launching. And then instead of letting them be dependent on you for a longer period, train them and ask them also to train others that they bring into the business. This is a duplication business. It is a relationship business. So what you teach your downline, when they have started getting the concept, ask them also to train those that they are bringing on board. And then use the system script that is easy to duplicate. For example, tell them how to do those welcome packs, presentations like I have said, teach them how to MC. There's sometimes we make mistakes distributors, even those who have been in business for a longer period. Imagine you are in front there and you are going to MC a meeting that is supposed to start. Then you are there and the person you are MCing, you have already told people the name of the person, what they do when they join the business. By the time they are coming, imagine they don't have anything to say. You already did everything for them. That is not good MCing. MC, and there's a system of MCing here. So if you train, you'll know the system. And then number 5, empower decision making. Let your emerging leaders take ownership of team trainings, hosting meetings, solving small team challenges, and providing guidance. That is self-explanatory. I remember I started hosting meetings when I was still a senior manager in my first year. I live in Nakuru, but I could go all the ways in Kisumu, and it's just me and my husband. My husband is writing the door list, and me, I'm presenting inside, and we came back with kids. So take ownership of team trainings, your team, train them, hold those meetings from time to time. That is really self-explanatory. Empower decision making. And then number 6, have personal development. By the way, personal development is non-negotiable. Personal development is a must. It is only when you have personal development that you can even train your team, that you can stand in front of people and do a presentation. And by the way, when you join the Superstars team, personal development comes automatically because our leaders they are so eloquent. The only things flow from them. Emulate them, and imagine you'll be going very far. Now, read books on leadership that recommend them to your downlines. When you read the relevant books, personal development will just come. And then attend functions. Please, any function that you qualify for, attend. Don't skip functions. It is in functions that leaders are born. So if you want to be a leader, a real leader, attend functions. Encourage daily personal growth routines. For example, personal self-talks. That one, do them every day. Just say, I'm not the tail, I'm the head. I'm beautifully and personally, I'm beautifully and wonderfully created. I am productive and I sponsor very productive people. Yani, you know, that is self-talk. Ongea hata peke yako. Imagine it will take you somewhere. So you can read books like The 5 Level of Leaderships by John Maxwell, the GoPro, and GoPro, every distributor must, underline that word must have that book, GoPro, if you want to grow. A new distributor, please, you must have GoPro. If you don't have it, ask us. Ask me as your leader, ask your leader, they will tell you how to get it. GoPro has a lot of information. And then you can also read another one called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Read a book like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. There are many, you can't mention all of them. And if you do that, personal development is guaranteed. Then number 7, create a vision that is bigger than money. How do you create a vision that is bigger than money? It is because, imagine, money motivates at first, but purpose sustains leadership. That means you must have a purpose in this business. You must really have a purpose. And if you have a purpose, you'll be creating a bigger vision and not just money. Don't come here and you just want to look for money. Imagine if you don't do the things I'm telling you, that money will elude you. You'll not get it. And then you'll start saying the business does not work. Actually, the business does not work. It is you to work the business. I hope we agree on that. Then develop a culture driven by impact, legacy, and helping others to grow. In this business, you cannot grow alone. I said that much earlier. You can only grow when you are with others. And you know, with others, you can go very far. Then number 8, have regular communications with your downlines and have recognitions. Regular communication and recognitions, very important. What do I mean when I say regular communication and recognition? By the way, there's a mistake we made. I'm sure those of us who have been those of us who are really willing to go so far have rectified that mistake. But there's a mistake we made so much that you brought in people into the business, you didn't even train them so well because you are not training yourself, and then you don't stay connected with them. Stay connected to your team. And you can stay connected to your team via team chats. We have WhatsApp walls. And that is where all our information are usually communicated. So if you are a distributor and you are here, be a regular visitor of your WhatsApp group wall. That is where the information is. But other than that, also communicate to them individually. Please make calls to them, talk to them in person, meet up with them. Don't wait for the month to reach 3/4 way, then you start calling your downlines, do your 100 points. It doesn't work that way. Start talking to them as early as possible. The way our Madam President Pierros does it for us. The first day of the first week of the month, she has already done a video. And it is telling us what to do. It has goals of what you want to achieve in a week. So please plan as early as possible. If you want your downlights to do points, please start talking to them as early as the month starts. And the earlier you do your points, the better. Because if you start early, imagine 100 points will not be an issue. You'll find that within 1 week, you've done even about 200 points. And I'm sure we are going to see that. So stay connected to your team via the channels that I've told you. And then celebrate small and big wins publicly. There's nothing as exciting as being celebrated. Imagine even if it is just in a small way, it motivates your downline. So celebrate them. Even if the achievement is small, celebrate them. If the achievement is big, celebrate them and celebrate them publicly, and learn to be giving your downlines incentives. Incentives motivate. Incentives motivate so much, so much, so much. So if you learn to give your downlines incentives, imagine they will work. And they will work. Imagine if you have a network of consumers that you've developed a large number of network consumers, and each of them just gives you 100 points. By the end of the month, you are always confirming at your title, imagine. So remember, recognition breeds loyalty. It breeds loyalty and motivation. Be that leader who is outgoing, but not outgoing to be used. Outgoing as in you are always ready to assist your downline when they want assistance. I hope we are communicating there. Don't be that upline that is so intense. Don't be that upline that when a downline asks you something, you tell them to go and find out. They are relying on you. It is you who brought them into the business, and it is you to show them the way. Our business is nishike nguo tupande pamoja. Those who don't understand, as in I hold your hands or I hold your clothes and we climb the hill together. That is our business. So in summary, I would want to give you a few traits of a good leader. And the few traits of a good leader, number one is be self-motivated. As a leader, don't wait to be motivated. Motivate yourself. Number two, be humble and teachable. Number three, be consistent and in action always. Number four, be supportive of others, especially your downlines. Be a growth-minded person. That way you don't remain stagnated. Be correctable. Don't be that leader that thinks the upline cannot correct you. In fact, when you are not correctable, you are not going anywhere. And then be a good communicator. I hope I've communicated well. Be a good communicator and be solution focused. That brings us to the end of our training of cultivating the right leadership in network marketing. It is a very, very deep topic that if we have to do it, it cannot take just the minutes that we usually have. But I am sure those small tips can take you somewhere and make you become a good leader and be able to duplicate in your downlines. So, Dr. Josphat, I am done for today, and I hope those who have not gotten the point so well, please, the recording will be available. Go through it again and make notes until we train again next Tuesday. Daktari, take it away.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Julia. I cannot imagine you've taken like 40 minutes and it feels like just 10 minutes or so. What a sweet, impactful training. I wouldn't want to add anything. If we were in a school setup, I would have marked you as exceeding expectation. Thank you so much. And to the team, there you are. Can I ask each one of you to just type one thing, only one, not two, just one, whether on the traits of a good leader that Julia has summarized with, or the first 8 points of developing the right leadership. Whatever you have picked, and it was really so, it was speaking to you. Just jot it down as we wind up on this chat. Thank you so much, Dr. Julia, for a well thought training. I will avail this recording shortly after this so that those who came late can also benefit. Dr. Julia has alluded to the fact that it's not a very good behavior to join meetings late. Even if there is a recording, it's always good and fair that you be there with us when we are starting. Having said so, I can see people have captured quite a lot of what you've shared with us. So you can see you had students in the class. And by the way,
Yes.
as I had mentioned earlier, Dr. Julia was not and has not taught us from theory, but purely from experience. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the next big thing. You're the next big trainer like Dr. Julia, if only you allow yourself to go through the process by making sure that you are training, you are attending trainings, never get tired, never become a professor in this journey. Keep learning, remain a student. All right. So that is it. We will stop at this and get to the next session, which will take just less than 5 minutes, and that is recognition. And so, if you allow me, we move to that session.